Paulsboro. Today's program comes to you from the second floor of the historic Hill Studio here on Broad Street. We're actually taping this show on Election Day. We have no idea what the results are, so I don't know if I'm going to be happy by the time you see this. Not sure, but nonetheless, life goes on. And for those who took time to vote on Election Day, you did the right thing. And whatever choice you made was yours, because that's what our process is. But Irma, it's a good day. It's a busy day, but we have special guests today.
What a special guest. I had fun and wonderful time when Rob Anders came to talk to our journalism class and history class at Paulsboro High School. Our kids were amazed. They were wonderful. They asked great questions. And Rob Anders is dear to my heart. And we already said he's an honorary Paulsboro guy.
I think that comes very naturally. He's very comfortable here. Also, Mayor Hamilton would join us. And the Secretary of Agriculture, Doug Fisher, is here today and is going to do a piece with us as well. And Irma's going to come back from community notes. We think it depends how the show runs time-wise. But stay with us. We're coming right back.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
Welcome back. We're real pleased to have Congressman Rob Andrews join us today. He's not a stranger to Paulsboro, not a stranger to this area, because he represents this area with a great deal of passion, I might add. And Washington's not always an easy place to navigate, but he has moved in leadership and has been a voice of reason in an otherwise difficult place, and he has always kept focus on us collectively. And one of the things he always likes to talk about is the progress and how to stimulate and get people back to work. Rob?
John, I think almost every conversation you and I have and have had over the years is about jobs. There are very few problems we cannot solve if we have a lot of employment. There are very few problems we can solve if we have high unemployment. And so, you and I have talked recently. There's good prospects of a new hotel being built here in town. And you were the genesis of that effort. You called me and talked about a federal regulation had to be changed to make the developer eligible for an agricultural loan, and we got it done. And as a result, there's going to be some construction workers working and some permanent workers working when the hotel is built. So that's the kind of thing that I think government should be about, not all the back and forth of politics.
And very significant. In fact, Mayor Hamilton will be with us, and what the Congressman has made reference to is the potential for the Fairfield Inn by Marriott being built next to the Wawa, which was stalled because of funding issues, because banks just don't lend money. So getting that place, getting that tract of land eligible was critical. Howard Henderson with the United States Department of Agriculture, particularly working with Congressman Andrews' office, was able to get the right interpretation. You've been busy in the nation's capital, Congressman, and it hasn't always been an easy place. For an average person watching from a distance, how would you tell them to look at things with regards to just the general tone of the conversation among your colleagues?
I think they ought to be asking some hard questions of the Republicans, frankly, about why they shut the whole government down over a disagreement on the health care law. Now, I'm a supporter of the health care law. I think it's good for our country. And I know there are people who are opponents of it. But the way you and I were raised, John, is you don't shut a government down over a policy disagreement. Imagine here in Paulsboro, if there was a disagreement over, the police department, how many officers we ought to have. I can't imagine that the borough council and the mayor would ever turn off the street lights and shut the schools down and stop picking up the trash because they had a disagreement over the police department. You agree to disagree, you settle your differences, but you keep the government going at the same time. I've never seen such a thing, and I think the people that caused this, who is frankly the Tea Party faction of the Republicans, have done the country a great disservice.
And what happens from here? I mean, after watching the results of the shutdown, particularly I think the public's attention drawn to it, does the tone change a little bit, or do they stay entrenched and insist on playing that kind of hand?
I think that they will change, and we're going to find this out by the middle of January. You know, there's another one of these deadlines coming up for the budget, January 15th, and John, I think it's very highly probable that we will not have another shutdown, that these guys put their hand on the stove and it burned and they won't do it again, but I wouldn't put it past them. And I'm prepared to work with both political parties, as you have, to work on both sides of the aisle to find compromise, but you can't compromise with someone who wants to tear everything down. And this is the difference between the Republican Party that I grew up working with and the new Republican Party that we see in Washington that's really all about defining compromise as surrender. It's just not the way we were built.
It's not the way that what the system was designed for either. And I say that repeatedly. My father, longtime Republican, this group is different than the Republicans all of us know, and it really was the Republican Party made up of more of a mainstream. So we have to be hopeful that common sense will prevail.
Well, I think we have to go, you know, again, I know the election's behind us now, but you and others cooperated with Governor Christie to make some very difficult decisions about reducing our pension obligations well into the future. You made some compromises over putting a cap on the amount that governments could spend in tax. And I know that you took some flack for that within the Democratic Party. But I know the reason you did it was because you thought it was for the best interest of the people that you represent. We need more of that spirit and that attitude in Washington, and I'm certainly willing to be a part of it.
Now, if we could just clone our congressman and send him to Georgia and some of the southern states to populate those seats, it would likely work a lot better.
Not sure I'd fit in real well down there, John.
Well, it would set a standard we would all be better for. We visited with Congressman Rob Andrews in Marriott. He has a legislative office in Haddon.
We have one in Woodbury, right near the courthouse. We have an office in Haddon Heights by Billows Electric. And, of course, our main office is in Washington, D.C. in the Rayburn Building.
And his staff is always at your service. Don't be shy about approaching him or his office, because I can tell you from personal experience, if something is within their range to be helpful with, you'll find them responsive, and we're grateful for his service. Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Welcome back. Today's program comes to you from the Green Room here at Historic Hill Studio on Broad Street in Paulsboro. This is a day of elected dignitaries for this show. With us now is the Mayor of Paulsboro, Jeff Hamilton, and we're just saying that at this time in our history, we actually have 5 mayors. We have Jeff as seated mayor and 4 previous mayors still living. Which means for the first time we have 5 mayors. And Jeff's been trying to arrange for a picture, but with my father and Manor Care and everybody scattered. But Jeff, we're going to get that picture done because it's a very good idea from a historical standpoint. The mayor wanted to join us today. Residents received a notice about our new water filtration plant not operating as to the level it's supposed to. and informing residents as people should be informed. But the mayor joins us now to let you know that the water you're drinking is safe. So, Jeff, why don't you pick it up from there, because you're on top of this, and you had to send a letter out because that's what's required.
Yes, we had to send that letter out because, one, our water system is a very good water system, but the radium was high in it, and once the radium became high in it, what we did, well, the state came back and says the radium was high, so therefore we had to shut that well down. But just to inform the community of Paulsboro, we are not using that water at this moment, and you don't have to worry, because once the 7, 9, and 8 are shut down, and we're just working on number 7 for drinking water. And as soon as the residents, as soon as we, as the mayor and council, get information from our facilities to shut it, we put it back on, that's what we'll do, put it back online.
And actually, if something like this was going to happen, it's a pretty good time of year, because it's not a year where you're doing a lot of lawns, you're not using a lot of water, so the auxiliary well can handle the system without any effort.
That's true. It's doing a great job right now. I just want to say, for our new system, it's over a $3 million system, and we're working on trying to make sure that radium comes out of that water. That's what the system was built for, but evidently it's not doing the job that it should be doing.
And your engineers and mayor and council is on top of the review to get the system working properly. By the way, these sort of things happen. I mean, it's
Yes.
not unusual.
Yes, it's not unusual. It's just that, one, it happens in a lot of communities, but ours just seemed to be a little high at this time, and I guess it's because we got a new system, and it should be doing its job, taking out the radium.
And the mayor refers to, when he says radium, for those who aren't necessarily up to speed, it's a naturally occurring compound. It is everywhere. It's just there. This isn't something that creeped in from industry. This isn't something that was unexpected, because at the time Jeff and I were serving on council together, test wells had to be drilled. Everyone understood what the quality of water was going to be out of that well, and this plant was designed with the intention of handling this, correct?
And that's correct. Right now, I was over to the plant today, and I went through the facility, and we have just, the water right there. The compounds are all together, and it will not filter out. So that's what we're waiting on, to get it filtered out.
If it doesn't get filtered out, I would suggest the engine. Yeah, they not only won't be open, but someone's going to have to answer for that. But as the mayor correctly states, there's a large, continuous optimism that this is just fine-tuning that has to happen. That's a report from Mayor Hamilton. The water you're drinking in your house is being pumped from a well where there are not radium levels, and it's
Definitely safe.
Definitely safe, because if it wasn't, he wouldn't drink it, and I wouldn't drink it. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Welcome back. A special guest joining us here today wasn't announced at the top of the program, but we're very pleased he could be with us. Is Barry Cordetti. He was president of Neighborhood Town Watch. Now he is vice president, but he has been the face of the Neighborhood Town Watch movement in Paulsboro for a number of years. And this is an important group, as we've said often on this show. So, Barry, you've got another program. You've got a decal.
Right.
Give us the update from Neighborhood Watch.
Yeah, thanks, John, for inviting us back again. We've been here a few times, but we enjoy coming. So, again, we want to introduce this new program. It's called our Window Watcher program. It's a very simple program for the community to get involved with. I mean, that's our whole goal, to get as many residents as we can involved and active. And it's very important, and we wanted to do a program that they could realize and do that. So, Window Watcher, very simple, comes in 2 parts. The first part is being proactive. We're asking all residents in the community to throughout the day, take a look out their windows, throughout the day, throughout the evening before they go to bed. Just check out in their neighborhood, see if there's anything suspicious or unfamiliar. If they do see anything suspicious, to please call the appropriate phone numbers that we have listed on the instruction sheet. Part 2 of the program is a decal. We're asking everyone to place on the front of their window, front door that can be seen from the street. The purpose of this window decal is to act as a deterrent. The more decals we can get throughout the community, the better the more effective they'll be. So that's the whole purpose of that. we're thinking if a criminal comes into our community, he's looking to do criminal activity, if he sees homes throughout the neighborhoods with these decals, he's going to move on. He's not going to stop there because he's going to be watched.
I was going to say, because you know someone's watching.
Right.
Now, I'm always teasing Janice, by the way, because she's always looking out the window, and she says, "Did you see that?" And I said, "Now, Mrs. Kravitz, please, will you please relax?" For those old enough to remember Bewitched, Mrs. Kravitz. So, Barry, hold up the decal. Yeah. Now, how do people obtain the kit? How does all that work?
Yeah, all they need to do, there's 2 phone numbers on an instruction sheet. They can call either Del Duran, his phone number is 224-5886, or myself at 423-7716. We'll come to your house, we'll wash your window, we'll put the decal on your window, we'll explain the program to you thoroughly so that you totally understand what we're asking you to do. And we just can't make it any simpler than that, but
no, it's
we
very
need your
good.
participation.
If you're going to wash the windows, I may want to put multiple decals in the house. Barry, when does the group meet? We'll close the segment out with that because I know it's open to the public.
Yeah, we meet the third Thursday of every month at the St. James Episcopal Church at 901 North Commerce Street at 7 o'clock. And everyone's welcome, And again, with this program, I just want you to know, you don't have to become a member of Neighborhood Watch. We just want to get the community involved in some way. So
I think it's a very good program because, as Barry says, if somebody's looking to do something they shouldn't and they see these stickers, they don't know whether you're watching or not. So you get the upper hand. Thank you, Barry. We appreciate the effort being made at Neighborhood Town Watch. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
Welcome back to Eye on Paulsboro. With me now is the Secretary of Agriculture, the state of New Jersey, Doug Fisher. We served together in the General Assembly, then Doug went on to join the cabinet. He's soon to be a Gloucester County resident. And by the way, he didn't quite make it for this election, so if you're watching this and I lost by 1 vote, it's because you didn't move to Gloucester County in time. But Doug, welcome, and it's good to see you today. So, when we think of agriculture, we think of just farmers, but actually his department covers more. So, something's been of interest to a lot of people, and you've been a champion of it, is continuing to fine-tune the programs in school for breakfast for kids.
Right. So this food and nutrition falls under the Department of Agriculture for the schools. And we're trying to increase the opportunity for children to get school breakfast. It's such an important meal to be able to take advantage of, and it helps them in so many ways. So we have instituted with the Commissioner of Education a breakfast in the classroom, and has really taken off and is really gaining traction.
And a lot of that funding on the breakfast and food programs flows through the federal government and down through the state apparatus.
It's all from the federal government. So we were leaving money on the table. And not bringing it into New Jersey, this gives us a chance to bring that money into New Jersey to do what it's intended to do.
And when we say breakfast or breakfast in the class, just for clarification, they're not serving omelets made tableside. It's really a very basic nutrition that's served.
Right. It's basically like grab it and go, but they get cereal, they get milk, or they get a piece of fruit. It's all done in 10 minutes. It doesn't take away from instruction time, which was one of the issues. In fact, it adds to instruction time because they get to talk about growing their own food, where food comes from, what's a good meal, what the nutritional aspects of it. So it really helps a lot of these kids who can get some information, and also helps out working parents as well as parents who don't work. I mean, it runs the gamut where people just have such hectic lives.
So, what would be the census? How many breakfasts are served, do you think, across the state?
I think about 175,000 every day. We feed 650,000 children lunch, but breakfast is a number that's starting to climb.
It's a big number, Doug. It's a big number. Now, on to what would be a topic you would automatically associate Doug's operation with, would be farmers. And, of course, this program reaches a lot of farms as we spread out from Paulsboro. This was an interesting year because of June, which we had so much rain. What kind of seasons did farmers have, Doug, in the southern part of the state?
Well, obviously, those rains really did affect lost a lot of crops. But on the other hand, we have such resourceful farmers. They were able to do some additional plantings. And all in all, we've had a pretty good season. But there's always those areas where, they got rained out. But crop prices were good. Grains prices are good. Some surprise vegetables this year that made it where the farmers did really well, like zucchini. We had a good peach crop. Every year is different, but all in all, it's been fairly good.
Am I ever going to eat a Jersey tomato that actually tastes like a Jersey tomato again?
We're absolutely having that. We're finding that more and more. Some CSAs are doing it. Some of the farms are in fact getting the message and are bringing those to the markets. The supermarkets are asking for them. So yes, I'll help you find one this.
I know,
summer.
because a lot of times I think I'm just eating red. I mean,
You are if you don't ask, is which I am trying to do is to encourage people to ask where, is it Jersey fresh? Is it a tomato that is locally grown? And people are starting to demand it. And when it happens, as you know, the marketplace determines what you ultimately get. It's not the supplier, it's the marketplace.
And what is a tomato called that would give me the taste that I would remember from a long time ago?
Well, one of the ones would be the Rutgers variety. Basically, you have to remember that a Jersey tomato that you remember as a kid might have some cracks in it. It won't be perfectly shaped. It has, cat face and all those things that it's not just perfectly looking, it's just perfectly tasting.
So the market tells the farmer that doesn't sell as well as something.
Yeah, and we're seeing more and more of that roadside stands. They're getting those tomatoes that you're asking for. The supermarkets are starting to. The restaurants understand it more now. We have some hothouse varieties that are grown all the way through to December and January that are in fact having those characteristics. So you're going to see that happening more additionally. Also, some folks ask for heirloom tomatoes, and when you see those are seeds that have been essentially handed down somewhere up to 100 years from year to year, the same tomato seeds.
Remember, Doug ran a supermarket. Now he's the Secretary of Agriculture, but he has immersed himself in this and developed a relationship with farmers who rely on him and his department. And his department is not that large. It's cabinet level, but they don't have unlimited resources. So, Doug, we're grateful because the farm industry is so very important for a lot of reasons now, especially people wondering where their food came from. And in southern New Jersey, where we have a lot of active farms and generally family farms, right? We don't have corporate farms.
Oh, well, we absolutely have an amazing amount of farms. Certainly in Gloucester County, Salem County, Cumberland County, where this show airs. Great family farms, extraordinary farmers, and people that really do appreciate it, having these farms in their midst.
And I think that appreciation continues to grow. We've enjoyed visiting with my former colleague and still friend, Doug Fisher, the Secretary of Agriculture for this great state. And stay with us. We're coming right back with Community Notes.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Welcome back. It's time for Community Notes with Irma Stevenson. Irma's wearing a hat because she didn't realize we were taping today because I forgot to tell her. And she said, we're doing what? So she had to put a hat on. Yeah. And we're taping this on a Tuesday because Irma's going to go in to have some surgery on her knee. So we were going to lose her. And we did not want to get a program in without having Community Notes because really that's why most of you watch. So Irma, what do you got for us?
John, wonderful to have Rob Andrews here. He is our friend indeed.
It's an easy interview. All I have to do is get him started and he's off and running.
Even him doing a great job. Happy birthdays to John Gentile, Elwood Hampton, Carol Kessler, Mark Camp, Harry Llewellyn, Bubba the Third, Tanner Hamilton.
Bubba?
Bubba, yes. Everybody has a nickname. And don't forget, Don Muskrat Myers either, John. Yes, he's on our list. Ezio Ferrelli, who told me he will be 90 years old
He's
next month.
magnificent.
He's a great guy. And John, happy birthday to you soon.
We may not make it, so.
Well, we are going to, and my birthday's the 12th, and yours the 14th,
We're
John.
on the same
We're the
group,
Scorps. Dr. Walter Quinn, Jean Giampola, Willie Bay, Evan Gerlach, Virginia Scott, Barbara Bryant Jones, Joe Kniestout, Kyle Castrava, John Justice, Thomas Haddock, Wayne Haddock, Bridget Maiden, and like I say, our former Mayor Al Hampton, Wayne Pilger, Jenny Oswald, Mike O'Leary Jr., and happy anniversaries to Don and Chuck O'Leary, and Dr. Walter and Cindy Quinn, John. And I got two notes. A pretty good list. Oh, I forgot Emily Oswald and Anthony Esposito. Sorry about that. PHS, Class Reunion, 1983, Friday, November the 15th, 7p to 11p at Bogies and Pittman. Contact Dennis and Susan McMonagle, 544 Barlow Avenue, Woodbury, 856-848-7806. And a big thank you also, like I said, Rob Andrews came to our journalism and history class, John. Our kids asked fabulous questions. In fact, one knew who Paul Ryan was. I thought, who's Paul Ryan? And our students knew who Paul Ryan was. So that was wonderful, and he's a great friend. Also, our friends at Paulsboro VFW 678 George D. Patton Post would like to have new members. If you fought in a foreign war, please contact 423-9801. Our friends, our ladies auxiliary, Anthony T. Callista Post and 5579 have their meetings the second and fourth Mondays of every month, 7:30. They need some ladies. Their ladies are getting a little more mature, and they have hoagie sales and everything, John. So they need some new members. If your husband, son, close relative was in one of the wars, you're a member because of my dad. It's great to be with them ladies.
And you would think the membership should be bursting at the seam, considering the amount of conflicts and wars that this nation has had to engage in to protect our freedoms. The VFW is a wonderful organization to be part of, and we always visit with them come Memorial Day, but they deserve our support year-round. In fact, we're hoping that the constitutional question did well on the ballot because it's going to help them preserve these posts and make themselves stronger. Remember, we've had an interesting show. You've had a mayor, you've had a congressman, we've had the Secretary of Agriculture, and Barry Cordetti came by, and that's going to do it.
Well, that's what Paulsboro's about, John. And this weekend, it'll be Haddonfield, Paulsboro, great game. And I don't know if I'll get there, and next time, John, tell me an hour before. I had a bad hair day, John.
I have a bad hair day every day.
You got too much gray. I don't have gray.
Well, we'll get that corrected now that the election's over. For Bill Crane, our producer, who couldn't be with us, for Fred Buchter behind the camera.
See you on Broad Street, and go be great.
Until next time.